Hi people, today I'm bringing to you Fangs by Sarah Andersen, and I have to say it's amazing. I don't know if you know Sarah Andersen. It's the author of the Sarah Scribbles collection, and yeah, in case you're wondering, you've probably seen those images somewhere. And yeah, I found that the Sarah Scribbles comics and the images that she publishes and on Twitter, on Facebook, and such. It's like a very good recollection of how real life is for someone who has anxiety and loves fandoms and loves cats, and it's like a very regular person going through life. And I relate to these comic tunes a lot because it's like, okay, that's me, And again, she began on her Facebook page. That's where I discovered it. She began publishing another kind of drawings that look like that, and it's called Fangs. And yeah, she began publishing that into, I think it was called Tapas, the website. And then she finally made a collection, and she made this amazing book. And this one is in Spanish, but the original one, it's called Fangs, as I say, as in English. And yeah, I know there is one in Spanish, and there is another one in Catalan, and probably there is other languages out there as well. I have to say that this is a very funny and cute story of, we have these two main characters here. He's a werewolf and she's a vampire. And the story, we're going to follow them from the moment they meet in a bar and they began talking, and yeah, they began saying, okay, I'm a monster, no, I'm a monster, and then, they kind of fall in love. And at the beginning, we're going to follow them from the point in which they fall in love, and, they began exploring the relationship to see if there is more than just a fling or whatever. It's very funny when she began thinking, should I eat him or should I date him? Because she's a vampire. And we are going to see how the relationship goes from a fling to something more, and they move together and they began to construct a life together and began thinking about the future and all that. And I think that even though it's a very funny story, because she touches him and she has a silver ring, and it's like, no, silver, please. And yeah, there's a lot of cliches about vampires and werewolves, but it's also an amazing way of talking about relationships between people who are fundamentally different, like a vampire and a werewolf, and how they go from being virtual strangers to being in a relationship, just understanding the other one differences and the different boundaries that comes with being two different people. And there is a little piece where he says something like, I think that we are together and we are having this good time together because you let me be me. Like here, okay, she's drinking blood and he's eating an animal probably. And it's like, hey, what do you think we get along? And he says, you let me be me. And yeah, well, there's a lot of funny parts. I love that it also explores this concept of when you are in a relationship, you respect the other one. And they talk about lots of things that are very interesting, like religion, their personal beliefs, what they have done with their lives, what they expect to do in the future. And they manage to find a common ground in which the beliefs and the ways of living of both of them are respected, which is amazing. And I love you seeing them howling things and them moving together. And also, as I say, it's very funny. Because, he's outside, he's not here, he's out with the guys, and the guys, because he's a werewolf, or, trying to find her lips, but she's a vampire, so she doesn't cast a reflection. There's a lot of amazing, things like slaves to the 28-day moon cycle. You have a woman here, I don't have to explain that to you. And the werewolf, and yeah, it's an amazing, sweet, cute little book. The only thing that I will say about it is that I think we deserve more pages. No, really. I did love this one. It's very cute, and as I say, you can read it as a fun read, and you're just laughing at the things that happen to them. And also you can read like behind the scenes and see that it's about relationships and about different people making a future together and respecting each other and letting the other be themselves. But for me it was very short. I read it like in half an hour or so. So yeah, I will have loved to have more pages. So probably Sarah is already writing a second one. I don't know. But I love everything that Sarah Andersen writes and drowns, because I don't know. I feel like I have a connection with what she writes and all of that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.